Excuse me, miss. Did you knock that over? That is rude. You just come in here and you act like you own the place when you don't even pay bills. I pay your rent. I pay rent for you. Ungrateful. Hey guys, it's V. So today I am doing an empties video for you guys. I have got quite a few things in my little Sephora box here, and I'm pretty sure there's a cat hair on my lipstick. So as I said, I have a lot of empties, so let's get into them. Let's do some little review in here of things that I have used up. So sitting on top here is Ye Old Faithful Aveeno Ultra Calming Makeup Remover Wipes. They are my favorite, always in my empties, so I won't talk much about them. Next thing is these Ardell lashes. These are the 161 Soft Touch Black Lashes. Honestly, these were way too natural to put forth the effort of putting on a lash. You know what I mean? They weren't really very long. They just didn't really add much to my lash line. So I've only worn them maybe once, maybe twice. They just weren't dramatic at all. And like when you're taking the time to put on false lashes, you kind of want them to have an effect. You know what I mean? Next thing, this isn't completely empty, but it really has not worked for my hair, and I've kept it in my shower for way too long. So this is the Kenra Dandruff Shampoo Treatment for Dry Scalp and Dandruff. It just didn't work for me. Y'all know I have psoriasis on my scalp. I have a scalp condition which causes my scalp to react really badly to a lot of things. So this really just did not help my flake situation, so I would not recommend it personally. Is the sun gonna... Okay. Putting lines on my face now. Sun is putting lines on my face, so now I need to change things. Okay, I think we're good now. So let's move on to the next item. This is the Nexus Dry Shampoo. I got this off recommendation from Tati, Glam Life Guru here. And it is my new favorite dry shampoo, you guys. I do love the Redken Pillow Proof. I still love that stuff. It might even be in here. I don't know, but it is amazing stuff. But this one is, you can get it at Ulta. I think it's like $13 or $14. It is like drugstore technically, so you can use coupons on it. I love it, and it smells amazing. It does have a really fragrant smell though, so it can kind of combat with like my perfumes and stuff if I'm not careful. Okay, I feel like I still have lines. Okay. No lines now? Are we good with the lines? If we still have lines, I'm sorry. But yeah, I really recommend this stuff. I love it. Next is the Simple Sensitive Skin Experts Cleansing Facial Wipes. I think I got these in Influencer or Pinch Me. I honestly don't remember, but it was just a little like sample pack. I've tried these before. They're not really my favorite. I used them for like decluttering videos when I was doing like a ton of swatching on my hand. I would use something like this, but it doesn't really get off my makeup very well, so I don't like to use them on my face. But you know, I ended up using them up. Next, I only used this once and never again. It did absolutely nothing for my hair. This is the Crazy Color Silver Semi-Permanent Hair Color Cream. I think I got this off of like Dolls Kill or something. I was ordering something else and I was trying to get free shipping, so I got this because it was on sale, but it did absolutely nothing for my hair. It says that it's silver. Oh, just got it on my leggings. It says that it's silver, but when you take it out, it's straight purple. It's not silver at all, so it doesn't have any kind of silver hint to my hair at all. And I know I don't have like the blondest, whitest of hair, but this literally, it felt so like weighed down when it was on my hair, so I would not recommend this stuff. Oh my gosh, so much in here. Another Aveeno Ultra Calming Face Wipe. Add that to the pile. I've got my favorite It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In product. This takes me so long to go through, so I mean, it's my favorite. I never go a shower without putting this in. I have it in my hair right now. It is just my absolute favorite in terms of leave-in conditioners. It's my holy grail. I will buy it forever. This is the Tony Moly Pocket Bunny Sleek Mist. It's freaking precious, is it not? That's why I bought it. It drew me in, but it had a really florally powdery scent that I was not down with, and also I didn't really feel like it did anything. It was good for like wetting my brushes in terms of like maybe like making an eyeshadow look more foiled or something like that. So I did end up getting use out of it. I can still feel like there's some in there, but every time I try to spray it, nothing comes out. So it was okay. I wouldn't really recommend it. I think it's like $14 or $15 for that. Just go with the L'Oreal Infallible one. I like that one better than this one, and it smells better. Next is a Physicians Formula Eye Booster pen. This one is in Ultra Black. I love this pen. The only thing I don't absolutely love about this is in terms of like duping the Kat Von D Trooper eyeliner. This is very, very close, but no cigar, only because the brush tip on it is different than the Kat Von D one. It is a brush tip, which you would think, like, brush tip, how can it be super different? But it is. The difference is with this one, I find that the brush tip frays out a little bit, and I'll see if I can get close enough to show you guys what I'm talking about here, but it just like barely frays out once you've used it a couple times, and the Kat Von D never does that to me. It always stays at like a very, very pointy fine tip. So with this one, since it frays a little bit, it can be kind of hard to get like that perfect wing, and so it's kind of made me have thicker wings than I have wanted to have in my past. So I would totally buy it again. I mean, I really like it. It takes a while for it to fray. Like, I've had this one for quite some time, so, and it really lasts a long time too in terms of like the color being in there. Like, I could probably still use this. There's probably still enough product to use this on my eyes, but I just don't really want a thick dramatic wing every single day, so I haven't been using this, but I would recommend it. Next thing here is the Scone Insanely Intense Tattoo Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Jet Black. I did not like this at all. I got this in an Ipsy bag, and it's a felt tip liner, and it's got a little bit larger of a felt tip than I really do like, and it was so dry within like 2 uses. It like wouldn't even work anymore. I mean, you can still see it has some pigment there, but you would use it on your eye, and then like the more you would draw with it, the less it would show up. So yeah, I did not like this at all, and I felt like the felt tip just was not easy to work with. It was kind of rough on my eye personally, so I would not recommend this one. Now I just drew a whole bunch of lines on my hand. How am I gonna get that off? And not waterproof either. I just literally like licked this with my own spit and it's coming off. So yeah, I didn't really find that it was very waterproof also. Next thing, we've got a Revlon Color Stay Foundation for normal to dry in the shade Ivory. Do I need to talk about this, or have we established by now that this is my all-time favorite foundation and I very rarely ever stray from it? So it's my favorite. Holy grail status. Always gonna have one in an Empties video. Next thing is a Nizoral anti-dandruff shampoo. It controls flaking, scaling, and itching. This one actually worked really well for me, and the only con I have about it is the smell. It doesn't have a good smell. It has a somewhat medicinal smell to it. It's not as bad as those like tea gel or tar shampoos for dandruff control. It's not as bad as that, but it's not good either. So, I mean, the smell kind of about it. It's not my favorite, but it did work well, and I'm still currently using this. I did repurchase it. It's in my shower right now. So whenever I get kind of a flare up of like flaking and dandruffy and psoriasis and all that jazz, this does help to calm my scalp down if I use it 3 or 4 times in a row. Next is the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. This again was just alright. Like, I really haven't found a setting spray that I'm in love with. I would say my favorite one that I've tried is the L'Oreal Infallible. I was looking for this one because when winter first started, my skin was so dry and I just wanted something to make my skin feel more hydrated again. So I bought this and really didn't do anything different than any of the other sprays that I have. So I wouldn't really recommend this one personally, even though it is very cheap. In fact, I might take the sprayer off of it because it has a good sprayer, and I might put it on a different one that I have. Ooh, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the smell of this one either, but I'm gonna take that sprayer off. I need to remember to do that. Next thing I have in here is the Rusk Deep Shine Invisible Dry Shampoo. Another dry shampoo. This one was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I got this from Armstrong McCall, which is like a hair store for cosmetologists, like hairstylists to go to, because I do have a cosmetology license. But I mean, I wouldn't repurchase this. It wasn't good enough to repurchase. Like, I would rather get the Nexus one over this one, but it's not bad, and it smelled pretty good from what I remember. Yeah, it just smelled like a dry shampoo. They didn't like add any sort of fragrance, in my opinion, to this one. It wasn't bad though. Next thing I have here is the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. I think I got this when I got either my Lorac Pro palette or my Lorac Unzipped palette, and this one is pretty much full, but I've had it for a really long time and I just never use this one, and it just doesn't really work for me. It still creases my eyeshadows, so I am getting rid of it because it is old and it needs to go. Next I have the L'Oreal Voluminous Base. I did do a video on this one testing it out, and spoiler alert, I loved it. I will link the video up here for you guys if you'd like to watch it, but it was a really good primer for mascara from the drugstore. I feel like this really rivaled the Lancome Sills Booster, which is like my all-time favorite, so I would definitely recommend this one. Next I have the Maybelline Lash Discovery Mini Brush Waterproof Mascara. I really did like this. I love the brush on it. It just got really dry on me, so I haven't been using it, and it's pretty old, so I don't use it anymore, but the brush is perfect for the lower lash line. I think Emily Noel 83 here on YouTube recommended this for the lower lash line, and I was like, sold, I need to try that, and I really love the brush on this one, so I would totally repurchase it. Next I have the completely faded off because it has been in my purse for years. I think this is the Volume Express Volume something from Maybelline. I'll go ahead and put like the full name of it right here. I've used this in a lot of VIVI's events, so you guys have seen it in action multiple times. It's got a super fat brush, sort of similar to the CoverGirl Lash Sensational, and this one is in waterproof. I would use this on my lower lash lines all the time, and I love this mascara, so I would absolutely repurchase it. I do wish it had a little bit different of a brush, but the formula of it I really love. Next thing in here is the Revlon Precision Lash Glue. This, I have been milking this for far too long. It sat like this in my little container that I keep all my lash glues in, and it is literally like glued together. You can see it's like hard for me to open it. This was a really great lash glue though, you guys. I got it from Walmart, again from recommendation from Emily Noel 83 here on YouTube. I literally can't even spin it closed anymore because there is so much clogged up glue on there. So that is one thing that I didn't like about this. It did get very messy pretty quickly, but like pretty much all lash glues do, so I don't know about that, but it was really cheap and I felt like it worked super well on my lashes, so I really liked it. Next is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer from Makeup Forever, like I just said. Why did I repeat that? But it's just a little sample that I got. I don't remember how I got this. Was it a 100-point perk, Sephora play? I don't remember, but I did do a video comparing this to the Milani hydrating primer, so I'll link that video up here for you guys. But I like this primer. It smelled nice. It definitely hydrated my skin. I thought that it worked really well, so I'm down with that. I would totally get it. I wouldn't really purchase it because it's a little expensive for me, and I don't know, it wasn't good enough for me to purchase it, but I did like it, if that makes sense. Next is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, and this is like a very cult favorite of a lot of people, so I tread a little lightly here, but something I didn't like about this was that it is a felt tip, and I'm just not a big fan of felt tips, but in terms of felt tips, this is probably the best one I've tried. I'm sad because it was a mini, so it didn't last me very long, so I was a little sad about that, and it did really water up. Like, okay, so when I do my cat eye eyeliner, I only do it on the top, as most people do. I mean, some people probably do cats on the bottom, but I only ever do it on the top, and then I would get a lot of like watery, welled up like blackness underneath my eye from it, so it didn't feel like it was waterproof at all like it does claim to be, but it was nice. I wouldn't purchase it, but it was nice, and I'm glad that I tried it. Does that help? I don't know. Oh, I'm definitely going to repurchase this when I run out of primer. This is the NYX Hydra Touch Primer Base. I loved this. I really loved this. It very strongly reminds me of the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm, but I didn't like the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm, and I love this. So I don't know what to tell you there, but it has a very similar texture and feel. It is more of a gel than the Nivea balm. The balm is like very, very watery, but when it goes on the skin, it has a very similar feel. Like it turns watery like that. It's really, really interesting. I just really loved it. I squeezed the crap out of this to get every last drop out of it. Next is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. This is just a little mini of it. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed when they changed the formula. They had to have changed the formula when they changed the packaging from the squeezy tube to this weird doe foot applicator business. I have had this forever, and for some reason I haven't thrown it away, and it's really, really old and decrepit now, but I was so disappointed when they changed the formula of this because it creases on me so bad now, and it's sad. But you know what? I have found the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer, and it's only $5, so I'm not too mad that I don't like this anymore because it was expensive. Sorry, Pete. Next thing we've got in here is another one of the Lorac eyeshadow primer bases. This one I tried to use for a while, and it worked for me for a little while, but I think that my eyelids got a little too comfortable with it and it stopped working, so I stopped using it, and it's very old now, so it's gotta go. And we have the Porefessional from Benefit. I personally wasn't a huge fan of this one. I just didn't really like the texture that it had, but for some reason I like the Makeup Forever one that's very similar to this. But I just didn't really feel like this one blurred my pores a whole lot, and I just didn't really like the feeling of it on my skin, so I don't know. Then we've got a Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. This one was just a little mini that I got either as a point perk or in the Sephora Play box. I love this eyeliner. Y'all know I love this eyeliner. The mini doesn't last nearly as long as the full size, but for someone that wants to try it, if it's over a point perk, totally pick it up, try it out. And then I got the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I definitely got this in the Sephora Play box, and it's really, really good. I'm like really sad that it's gone because it's expensive and it's really good, you guys. I enjoyed using this till the end of its time. Then I've got a Revlon Color Stay Pressed Powder. This is in the shade 810 Fair. It's still got a little bit of life left in it, but I've pretty much cleared it out. I actually really liked this face powder a lot, and I don't know why I haven't repurchased it yet. I think I'm still trying to get through a couple of other powders before I repurchase it, but I felt like the color was a decent color match to me, and it worked well at setting my face, like making my nose not so oily throughout the day, so I would totally recommend this. I really liked it. It also comes with a little sponge, but that somehow left the building, so I don't know what happened there. Then we've got the Milani eyeshadow primer. I used this for a long time as well, and it worked for me for a while, but just like the Lorac one, my eyelids got used to it and then it stopped working for me. Like, it was so weird, just out of nowhere this one completely stopped working for me. So I again am glad that I like the Wet n Wild one because it's super cheap. It's even cheaper than this one, I think. So I wouldn't repurchase this one only because it stopped working for me. I don't know if it got old or what, but it just wasn't working anymore. I got this little eyeliner in a Sephora Play box as well. This is the Sephora Waterproof Crayon Contour Eye Pencil in the shade My Boyfriend's Jeans. It was a bright blue, and the only reason it's in here is because I lost the cap and then it dried completely out and it's like loose in there. Can you hear that? Probably not, but it's loose in there and it doesn't work anymore, so it's trash. And the last thing I have in here is a candle of Marshmallow Fireside, and I could smell that all day. It smells so good. I love Marshmallow Fireside. One of my favorite Bath & Body Works candles. I have lines again. I'm very aggravated by these lines, and I really don't feel like messing with them, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do my outro anyway. Alright guys, that is everything for this Empties video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to show some love to the like button down there, and if you subscribe, you can be a member of my Muse family, and I love you guys so, so much. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye guys!